Okay. So we tested data access set in the last session. Now we'll see the next topic. Cross validation rules. Okay, the short form is CVR. Cross validation rules, CVR. So what does it mean by CVR? The CVR, we can create some condition. You can create the condition saying that if any business user is going to record the transaction with so and so company, which department is not valid, or else with so and so department, which account is not valid, or with the company 1000 and department 1000, which account is not valid. So which code combinations are invalid, that we can define by using the cross validation rules. So you have a company called as 1000, and you have 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 departments. The company, as per the intent of business activities, the company 1000, no need to record the transaction with the company department 3000. There is no need. So there is no 3000 department for company 1000. So in that scenarios, we can set a rule in the system. Okay. With which company, which department is invalid, or else with which company and department, which account is invalid, or else with so and so company department account, which project is invalid. These sort of rules we can define in the system by using the cross validation rules. Here we'll take the simple example. Take the rule, simple rule. If company is 1000, then department 3000 is invalid. We never use department 3000 for company 1000 transactions. It is not part of that business at all. So this is how we can create the rule. We'll see how that can be configured and how it will function. When we talk about configuring, we don't have multiple setups. So simply we have to create the cross validation rule, and by creating the journal, we'll be able to test this. So create CVR cross validation rule. After creating, so we can just simulate by creating the journal. Create journal. Create CVR and create journal. Setup and maintenance. Search for the task called as cross validation rules. When you search cross validation rules, here is the task. Manage cross validation rules. Now, to create the rules, ideally if you click on create, it should work. But most of the applications, we have to choose the chart of accounts name, then only it will allow you to create. Okay, so here some page level bug you can read. So what you can do is select our chart of accounts. Select our chart of accounts, Alt INC. Now click on add row. So rule name. Rule name is company, or else just you can say CVR1. Here you can write the description, whatever we discussed. Just move to this definition. If company is 1000, then department 3000 is invalid. And set from date. You can give today's date, or always you can give past date. And enable this rule. Now scroll little down. So this section indicates if, and this is then class. Okay, if and then. So what we want to write, if company is 1,000, here you have to specify if company is equal to 1,000. Click on this filter icon, add field. Which field we have to select? Company. If company is equal to 1,000, and say okay. Yes, if company is equal to 1,000, then here you can specify cost center 3,000. Here, if I say company is equal to 1,000, cost center equal to 3,000, that means this only system will allow. Remaining with this company, if you create any transaction with the company 2,000, department 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, 2,000, other than 3,000, it won't allow. But our requirement is does not equal. Now, if company is 1,000, this department 3,000 will become invalid. If I give here, okay, if I give uh, equals, we are telling to the system, if company is 1,000, department should be 3,000. Company is 1,000, department should be 3,000. Other than 3,000, if you select any department, it won't allow. Okay, this is how it will work reverse. Whatever you set okay, remaining it will understand as a not okay, not valid. Our requirement is if company is 1,000, department 3,000 is invalid, does not equal to 3,000. That's it. Say okay. And users will try to record the transaction because user will get access to 1,000 and to 3,000. Okay, but they should not record. They might be getting 3,000 to record the transactions with other company. With this company, if some user is trying, what message it has to show to the users. Okay, this message it should show the message saying that department 3,000 is invalid. Department 3,000 is invalid. This message system should pop up. It will allow the users to select 1,000 and 3,000. But when they say okay, when they try to create the code combination, this message should pop up. So that's how we have to create. Multiple rules you can create. We are just creating one rule. Now say save and create another, or you can say just save it. Okay, save it. We create a rule and we enabled also. Make sure we are enabling. Now click on done to cancel. Just click on done to cancel this page. Close this page. Now we'll go and create the journal. This rule should be enforced when users are going to create the transaction. So where this rule is applicable, sorry, any application. We are not assigning to any user or role. We are creating the rule within our chart of accounts. By using the chart of accounts in any application, you record the transaction, this rule will be applicable. Not only in any application, if the chart of account, if you are going to use across 10 primary ledgers, in 10 primary ledgers and relevant BUs also, it would be applicable. This stands at chart of accounts level. Now go to journal creation page. Okay. General accounting journals. Journal say create journal. Testing CVR. company 1000. I'm recording transaction with a 1000 department. We'll see whether it will allow or not. It should allow, only the issue would be with 3000. There should not be an issue to allow. Say okay, accept it. Now I'll select department as 3000. We already written the rule. Company 1000, department 3000 is invalid. It could be any account, any other values. We didn't write any rule for rest of segments. It could be any. If you don't write, it could be like any. Only this between these two we written. Say okay. Don't allow. See. When you click on OK, the background it is just shaking. It's not taking. Now scroll little up. Okay. You see the message here. This combination is invalid. This is the default message. Since combination is invalid, we written the message. What is the message? Department 3000 is invalid. The business user will understand this department is invalid with this company. So that's how we can define the cross validation rules. The same you can enforce in the system. Okay. So if you don't want to use those, simply you can go into disable. Just you can disable. From now, it won't be the effective. So that's all about cross validation rules. Okay.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
if you want to create the range, how do we can create like multiple segments?
If you want to create,
Range, multiple segments.
yeah, here itself. Just you can. We selected what value we selected, what condition we selected, expression equals to not equals to, right?
Yeah, like in EBS, we
No,
have
no,
a
no.
range,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm coming to
Yeah.
that point. We don't need to compare. Here we have option.
Oh,
Okay. So in EBS, what we will do is it's a different. We will be giving all like it's a G, G, G. You can give that way. You can give the expression.
yes.
So here they made it very simple. So you can give between. See, if you go to this, here you have multiple values, multiple conditions. You can say between. Yeah. And still, if you want to apply company also, yes, you can add it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Individual fields we need to add. We
yeah,
cannot
that's
get
all.
all
Yeah, that's all.
percent.
Even here also, in the if condition also, if company is so and so, and if department is so and so, here account is invalid, here you can specify. Here also you can say if you can add all this. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we
Sir,
can.
within them it would be and condition or condition within
Sorry.
this. Within this, it would be an and condition or condition.
See, both we have. If you both here and here, if you give positive equals to, that means these only allowed and
Mm.
between these two are. If you give multiple, it will take as a if these are equal, okay, or remaining all are invalid. That's how it will take. How the expression you are giving, how expression you are selecting, accordingly system will understand.
I'm asking within this, like we have given company equal to this, cost center equal to this. That means when both these things will follow, then
Okay, within this it's unknown. See, I'm telling to the system
okay,
if
mm,
company 1000 and okay
okay, okay,
and department is equal to HR department and
okay, understood.
and
Mm,
account is equal to this. Here, what is right or what is wrong, I'll specify here.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, right. So the cancel it. So that's all about cross validation rule. We have to understand. The next item is security rules. Cross validation rules across the segment values. You can pick 2 segments or 3 segments or all segments. Then you can set which code combination is invalid. And when you talk about data access set only for balance and segment values, you have a variety of permissions you can give, read only or read and write. But when you talk about security rules, SR, when you talk about security rules, it's very simple. Which value we want to allow, okay, which value we want to allow so and so user through so and so role you can set. Okay, so data access that we are assigning to specific user roles. In the same way, security rules also will assign to specific user roles. Cross validation rules works at instance level, chart of account structure instance level, and security rules we can set rules for any segment. Data access set you can set only for balance and segment values. Data access set you can set for only balance and segment values. But security rule you can set for any segment. What is the difference between two? In data access set, we can set read only or read and write. But in the secure rule, it could be company or department account, you can say, if you give permission, user will get access. If you don't give permission, user cannot see. That means whatever the access you are giving, read and write. You cannot set read only permissions within the security rule. Now my requirement is, I'll take the same. I'll take the same here. I cannot set like this. I want to set read only. My requirement is read only for these two 3000 read and write, but not possible. What I can do is only I can set read only, read and write. The same way I may create one more SR. This is one SR. Another SR may be SR2 could be department. I want to allow only 2 departments with this. Very simple. Which segment values we want to allow the business user, we can specify, or else which segment values we don't want to allow. If you said system can understand which all it should allow. So that's how you can create the rule. Let's create so that we can understand. If required, again we'll compare between these 3. Okay, first we'll create so then we can understand. Here, like data access set, you have to create a rule and you have to assign to role need to be assigned to the user. Okay, role need to be assigned to user. We'll see those. So first create the security rule. Create SR. You can set up SR for any segment values. Company you can set, department you can set, account, any segment values you can use. Let's say allow department $1,000. So that user is going to work for only department 1000. So I'm giving permission only 2000. When I say allow 1000, that system will understand don't allow remaining departments. You don't need to write that much detail level. Okay. You don't need to write that much detail level. If you set expression one way, other way, it can understand. Now, assign rule to role. We are creating the rule. That rule we have to assign to role. Which role this rule should be applicable? Assign rule to role. And deploy accounting flex field. So once you create the rule, you have to deploy it. where we create the rule. If you want to create SR, secure rule for a department, we have to create this rule at department value set level. Since we are doing some changes, something we are creating within the chart of accounts structure related definition, we have to deploy it. And create user, which user need access to only department 1000. Create user. Say for example, we want to assign the role to, okay, the role called as general accounting manager. If you assign this rule to general accounting manager, what happens is already the general accounting manager is assigned to how many users. For all those users also it would be applicable. So what we can do is we can copy this general accounting manager and we'll create one custom role. Then we will assign so that for our seeded general accounting manager role, there won't be an impact. Okay, this will copy and we'll use it. If you assign to seeded, that rule is the role might have assigned to many other users. For all the users, it will impact. Better you can copy this. Okay, so that it will be only for that user. And create user. You may create user as a Alt-INC SR and assign the role. You may create like this. Role name we may create like XX General Accounting Manager. This is how we'll create the custom role. Just will copy. We are not going to do any changes. Now assign the same role to user. Assign role to user. Which role we are going to assign same. To which role we assign SR rule, that role we have to assign to user. Okay. So now you assign the primary ledger to user role, this role. Assign primary ledger to user roles. To the above role, we have to assign the primary ledger and submit the synchronization process, which we call as LDAP. Say run LDAP job. And create journal. Okay, create journal. And we can test and we can understand how it is going to function. So first we'll create the rule. Rule we want to create for a department. You can create for any segment related value. Now we want to create for department. Now go to department value set. Chart of accounts, value sets. Manage chart of accounts value sets. Our value set name is department Alt-INC. Department Alt-INC. Why it is not fetching?
Alt-INC department.
INC only, yes.
Maybe it's cost center.
Oh yeah, correct. You are right. We given name as cost center. Segment name we given directly as cost center. Yes. Alt-INC. Now it will fetch. Yeah. So this is the one. Now click on edit. So for this value set, within this value set, whatever the values we have, we want to create the security for those values. So we have to enable security enabled checkbox for this entire value set. So click on security enabled, and here give any meaningful name, data security resource name. So security for department or cost center, you can write. After giving the text enable first, then give some resource name and click on save, so that this edit data security function will be enabled and will be able to create the rule. Okay. So before we proceed with this, we'll create the custom role. We'll create the custom role. Otherwise, if you assign to any existing roles, to which users the role is assigned, it will, the same rule will impact. So we'll keep one custom role ready. So we are going to use the role called as General Accounting Manager. So click on the drop down actions, say copy role. Say copy role. So by default, system is taking this prefix since that is set in this instance. I'm changing to 2. And we don't want to do any modification, just we need one new role. Otherwise, wherever we use the same, it will impact. Just click on next, 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 and finish. Assign this to our user if you want to assign now, or else you can assign later. Everything, just click on next, next, save and close. So that rule should be applicable for this role. Yeah, fine. Now, click on save. Security rule without space, I'm writing. Save it. Now click on edit data security. Edit data security. Now click on add condition. What is a condition? Same, already we discussed. Allow department 1000. Allow department 1000 only. Same you can take as a display name. And click on add condition. The column name, value, operator. What you want to say? Allow. Here you can say allow means equal to. Okay, allow means equals to. If I say not equal to 3000, not equal to 1000, then only it won't allow 1000, remaining all it will allow. So I'm saying equal to means allow which value, directly have to input the value. You cannot fetch from the drop down and all. So equal to 1000. This is the rule. Only department should be equal to 1000. Rest it won't allow. Only allow 1000. If you want to add multiple, you can add it. Allow 1000. Allow maybe 4000. These two totally system will allow. Now click on save. We created condition. Condition is allow 3000 only. Now go to policy. Click on plus icon. The policy also you can say hello department 1000. You can give start date, we give today's date and past date, application is same. Now this rule you want to apply to which role? Here role is, go to role, click on the plus icon. So here you search with XX. Application name select as FSCM. FSCM means financials, SCM and related applications. Search. So which one we created or else you can write search. Or code, with the code you search. Okay, it will sorry. When you search, it will look for the code only. Okay, so this is the name. With this is the code system created. XX General Accounting Manager. Select and say apply. Say okay. And rule. For this role, which rule you want to assign? Only one rule we have. There we created one condition. Save. Save and close. Done. Click on submit. Our security rule is ready. Since we created custom role, what we have to do is whenever you navigate to the page, system ideally it will throw one message. If you go to security console, it will give one pop-up sometimes. So what are the in the pop-up? It recommends the job. That job you have to submit. Just go to ESS job page. Will submit. When you create the custom role, if you want to use it, submit one job so that the custom roles can be synchronized. It will be like import user and role application security data. This is a job we have to submit whenever you create the custom role. Import user and role application security data. Say OK. Click on OK and submit. This is the one to synchronize the changes within the custom roles. The other one is okay. So we created. Let's go to this. Okay, we created rule. The rule we assigned to this role also. Now we have to submit accounting flex field for deployment. What are the changes we did that will reflect? Okay. Now go to chart of accounts. So chart of account structures. Okay, it is appearing as a deployment status is edited and click on deploy flex field. Fine. One way it will complete the deployment, other way we'll go and create the user, which user need access to this department. So go to security console. So users, click on add user account. Username, as we discussed, Alt I and C, SR. And click on add role. The role name is XX General Accounting Manager, because that security rule is assigned to only this. So the same you have to assign to user so that that would be applicable. Set password. Save and close. Save and close. Username got changed, it's defaulted. So Alt INC SR. Last name. Change the username. So you may reset the password. Done. So now the next task, we created a user, we assign the role to that user. Now assign primary ledger to user. Go to task called as data access for users. Manage data access for users. Hit plus icon. Alt INC SR. This is the role we assign. Data access set. Now try to understand the point. When you assign this primary ledger to this user for this role, it will allow this entire primary ledger from this user level, from this for this user through this role. But role level, we have a filter. Only department 1000 can be allowed. This primary ledger will allow this entire primary ledger can be accessed by this user through this role. But role level, we have a filter saying that allow only 1000. So because of the filter, that is nothing but SR. So this user from this role will be able to access entire primary ledger, but department would be only 1000. Rest all can be accessed. That is additional layer of security which we built and mapped at role level. Click on save and close. Click on done. Submit LDAP job. Okay. Make sure deployment also completed. Yes, completed. So once this synchronization will complete, you can log out and log in and give it a try. Alt IRC SR. Only for this user only, that rule is applicable. Okay. We complete all the required setups. Now, when you create the journal, okay, when you create the journal, now see the rule is assigned only to this role. The same rule can be assigned to subledger application related roles also. You may assign to AP role, AR roles, FA roles, any application. So SR not only for GL, okay, this is for any application. For any application, so you can just assign this rule like any role level you can set. Any role level you can set. Okay. Now go to journal creation page. Because of security rule, you will be able to access to only department 1000. Click on this search. Click on cost center. Only it should display 1000. Rest all are okay. All it will display. Done. Sometimes if it is not synchronized, it may not show any value also for any segment. Okay, in that case, just wait till deployment complete, then it will work. Now, this is what we built. Now, if you just go to any other user, it will be fine. Okay, only for this user. For this user related role level only we map. So that's how it works. That's all about security role.
Lakshman, if you want to apply at PO level,
What level?
data access for user purchase order level, if you want to apply it to restrict specific departments, while assigning data access for users, we need to
No,
restrict
see,
BU level.
role level only that can be mapped.
Okay.
A role level only that can be mapped.
Yeah, role level in the policy tab, we will select the module, okay, either general ledger and all. After that, we are assigning data, the role we are assigning, right? Data access, like primary ledger we did, right? Assign PL to user role. There we need to do BU level.
No. See. Try to understand. If it is a subledger application, do you assign primary ledger to those roles?
No, that's what BU
No.
we will
One
assign.
second. Yeah. BU will assign. Do you think BU level already your primary ledger is assigned?
Yes.
Yes, that's how it is. Okay. So when you assign business unit to AP roles or PO roles, okay. So by using the task called as data access, business, or there is a task called as assign business unit business functions, right?
Yeah.
The task level you are assigning. That is reason separately you don't need to assign. So if you are assigning the business unit already for every BU through that setup, specific primary ledger is assigned, the same will be applicable. User will try to get access to that primary ledger by default. By default, within that primary ledger, whatever companies, departments, so we have everything user will try to get access. On top of it, you will create the additional layer by using the security rule that will map at the user role level. What we did just now for GL, in the same way you can do for any other role also.
If we have a multiple BUs, we need to assign multiple BUs to user roles, right?
Multiple BUs. See,
Under single ledger.
no. See, you have a role name called as XAP. Okay, role name.
Yeah.
Now, I will assign that rule here. Okay, that rule where I assign this role level. SR I will assign
Role level.
to this role.
Yeah.
Now I'll assign BU1, BU2, BU3. Each BU is belongs to separate primary ledger. Okay.
Okay.
Each BU maybe belongs to separate primary ledger. Doesn't matter. This user will be able to access to these business units, right?
Yeah.
Within this business units, you may have one primary ledger or multiple primary ledgers. Doesn't matter.
Mm.
Within that primary ledger, you have a chart of accounts.
Yes.
Within the chart of accounts, you have a department segment.
Yeah.
How many department segment values you want to allow that you written here?
Okay.
Yeah. So you written allow only 1000. Any BU, okay. When you are recording the transaction, since you are using specific ledger which is assigned, okay, that ledger related chart of account specific value set level only we are building the security, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So here the filter will come into picture.
Okay, I have one question,
Yeah.
one more clarification I want. Here, AP level we are assigning. So in AP level, we are restricting the value to user should not use other than that
No, no,
value.
no, don't say for user, we are assigning to role.
Okay, the
More
role.
than user.
Okay,
User, forget about user, role only. The role you can assign to one user or multiple users also. Only role. We are assigning at role level.
okay. Whoever have the assigned that role, those users have that restriction.
Yeah. For which users you are assigning that role, it is applicable.
Okay. Okay, this security rule mainly basically at role level we are applying, then we are assigning the role to users.
Correct.
If he has a general ledger role which doesn't apply the rule, there he can use it in the other departments.
Yeah. Very simple. You have a general ledger related role. That role level, have you assigned this rule or not? We have to see.
Okay,
Assign. Same is applicable. Not assign. When we are accessing the application as a AP related functionality, then only it will be applicable.
okay. In EBS we can do same way, Lakshman, or not there this future.
EBS.
Hmm.
EBS, what we are doing, EBS, we are creating the secure rule and we are assigning to responsible.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? We are creating this rule and we are assigning to responsibility. Here, similar to responsibilities, we have a role. We are assigning at role level.
Okay.
There is no difference. There is no difference. There we create the rule and we assign to responsibility. Here, instead of responsible, there is no, we'll assign to role. No difference.
Yeah, in
Functionality
my
point of view, no difference. Only the naming conventions, since they are given different, that we have to follow.
okay, Lakshman. Here in my current organization, the PO level they are asking us to restrict.
Yeah,
The
this is how
reason
you can
is
do. This is how you can say.
different.
PO level
Dif-
or sales order level doesn't matter for us. Just create the rule. So which rule level that the filter should be enabled and map to that. That's all.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Right. That's all about.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, when we were creating data access sets, so
One
I
second.
mean,
One second.
basically,
Let me
hmm,
just high level reiterate these points. Okay.
hmm.
Data access set. Okay. Data access set and SR, CVR. When you talk about data access set, only for balance and segment values, that too read only or read and write. And when you talk about SR, any segment values, read and write. You cannot set read only. CVR for specific, to create specific invalid code combination. This is what we have to understand. Now you can ask the question.
Okay, my question is regarding the access actually. So in data access, we are assigning it to user and role combination. Basically, this user, if it's having this role, then this is applicable
Correct,
like
correct,
this.
correct. Everything we do that in that way only, right? The user related access
Yeah,
combination.
yeah, right. Here we are assigning it directly to role. So in that case, for example, if there are two people and one should have access to, I mean, department
Create
A,
two
another
rules. I
should
got
have.
your point. I got your point. You take our current example only.
Hmm,
Okay. This role level we assign. That is your point, right? That role level we assign. There are two people like X and Y,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You think and tell me the solution.
But I'm just thinking in that case, we'll have to create multiple roles, right?
That's it.
Because we are,
That's it. That's it. That's it. You create one more. Here you may create, just for our understanding, you may create like this, right?
mm,
Because this Y
mm,
access, Y need access to only 3,000, 1,000.
right. Mm,
X need access to only 2,000.
mm,
This is how you can create. Or else what you can do in another way.
mm,
You create like this. Create one custom role. Create one
mm,
custom role saying that custom role name would be department 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Role name itself, department 1000.
Hmm.
Now you assign what are the roles you want to assign to that user. On top of it, you assign this custom role. To this custom role,
Okay.
what you assign 1000 value. SR.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
SR, what you are creating 1000, that will assign to this role.
Roles. Hmm.
So how many users need access to only department? You assign what are the roles that users require. Apart from that, you assign this.
Okay. So, like in that case, basically there would be good number of roles if we
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to implement
definitely,
this.
because that is a requirement. One time you have to do it. It's a big task. We have to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that's how they need access, right?
Right. But I mean, in data access, it's just a combination. So if somebody needs full access, so we can give full access data access side. Or like that problem is not in there in data access
No,
side, no?
no, data access up to what extent you can do only for companies, right? What about your department?
Right.
What about
Primary
subsystems?
balancing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's how it is.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
So this is what we have to understand. So these three related to security only, right? Data access set, cross validation rule, security rule. These three will deal with the security. So difference is data access set only for balance and segment values only we can build the security that could be read and write. And SR security rule, any segment values read and write. CVR for specific invalid code combination. So this is what we have to understand.
Sir, CVR will apply across all applications, right?
All
AR, AP.
applications not.
Oh.
What level we are setting CVR?
COA level, chart of account level.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Level is
Hmm.
here. Data access you will set balance and segment values level or ledger level also, right? We have seen. You remember. There you
Yeah.
can select entire ledger also, right? Entire ledger you can
Right.
select, you
Right.
can say read only also.
Yeah.
So BSV and ledger level. The SR will set specific value set level.
Values. Right.
Cross validation rules will set at
Chart of account level. Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Fine. So this chart of accounts you are using in 10 ledgers in 10 countries. Same rule would be applicable.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Now, done with this, we'll see ledger set concept. It's very simple to understand. Ledger set is nothing but grouping multiple ledgers. So you have multiple ledgers and you can group them. Why you group? If you group, when you are generating the reports, you will be able to generate the reports at ledger set level. Instead of running the report for each and every ledger, set level you can run and you can produce the results. Again, when you open the periods and close the periods also, it would be easy. Like you can select ledger set and you can open the periods which are part of that ledger set. When you are opening and closing the periods, so it would become very easy. And when you're running the reports also, so ledger set level, you will be able to generate the reports. The maintenance point of view, it will become very easy. You can group, sorry, you can group the multiple ledgers that we are calling as ledger set. What is the criteria to group multiple ledgers into ledger set? Say I have 10 ledgers. Can I group 10 ledgers? That depends on what we have inside of those ledgers. If you are grouping multiple ledgers, those ledgers COA and calendar should be same. I have 10 primary ledgers. 3 primary ledgers, calendar and chart of account is same. Then those 3 I can group into ledger set. Those 3 I can group into ledger set. This is what we have to understand. Okay, we'll see that. So when you talk about ledger set, so only we have one ledger. We have only one ledger, or else in the system existing any one of the ledger you can select. What is the challenge? If I choose any other ledger other than our primary ledger, can we create ledger set? Many
Chart of
ledgers are
account
there
would
in
be
the system,
different.
right? Yeah, please.
COA would be different for that. So
Yeah,
we will
COA
not.
would be different. Calendar also would be different.
Yeah, calendar also, right?
Yeah, so we created our primary ledger with our own chart of accounts and calendar. So no primary ledger or other ledgers are available with the same. That is the reason definitely you have to create one more to test it, right? So when we talk about ledger set, we'll create one more ledger. We have already US primary ledger and we'll create UAE primary ledger. Say we need one more, we will create it. Say create. So UAE means UAE primary ledger. And once this one more primary ledger is ready, the US primary ledger and AE. Okay, AE primary ledger we have to group by using the ledger set. You can say create ledger set. Which user need access to this ledger set? Create that user. Create user. The username you may take Alt I and C ledger set. Assign GL roles. Assign GL roles to that user. After assigning GL roles, we assign ledger set to that user roles. Assign ledger set to user roles. Assign ledger set to user roles. Run LDR job. And finally open the periods within this ledger. Already in our ledger, periods are open. Since it's a new one, we have to open the periods. Open periods in AE primary ledger. AE primary ledger. Then you, when you are opening the periods also, you can find out the ledger access. Even if you go to create journal page, clearly you will be able to see how it will impact. Let's create one more primary ledger as AE. Let's say UAE. So we are in the different user. Alt I and C. We are going to create one more primary ledger. That's all.
Lakshman, ledger sets can be created only for primary ledgers or secondary ledgers also?
Any ledger, any ledger.
Okay.
Only calendar and chart of account should be same. Since we didn't discuss that point, I didn't touch that names.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Click on create. Alt I and C. AE primary ledger. Same chart of accounts. Alt I and C. Same calendar. Currency as per country. So AED. Any accounting method. Say save and close. After creating the ledger, we need to set ledger options. After setting ledger options, we have to complete the ledger. Specify ledger options. Here, pick our primary ledger name. Our primary ledger name is Alt I and C AE. Journal language. And provide returned earnings account code combination. So there should be code combination with this, no? Create. Think it is some inherited roles are there inside of it, so it is not supporting. I'm going to disable it. Once again, you submit deployment. Okay, in that role, whatever the role we created, within the role, see what role we created, we copied this role, general accounting manager, and we assigned this. Within this role, there are some duty roles, okay, duty roles, which are part of other roles. That is reason within this role, for the duty role level, the rule is applicable, the same is impacting on another role. Okay, if that is a scenario, you can create some role from the scratch, custom role, and you can assign it. Since we copied, because within this general accounting manager, there might be role called as general accounting, general accountant role, maybe financial analyst role. So that is the reason it is impacting. It's impacting on those roles also, since those roles are inherited within this role. Those roles are part of this role. So that is the reason it is just impacting. System is not able to understand which value it has to display. So just we did the change, you deploy it. Better create brand new custom role. It will take few minutes time. We created primary ledger. We have to set the ledger options. We'll set. Meantime, we'll create user and we'll assign the roles. So we'll create user with this name and we'll assign the role. Alt I and C, ledger set. LS I'm giving. So here you can assign any role. Say save and close. Okay. So we will go on to complete ledger options. Now search, it will display the existing code combination. Still not reflected.
Ashwin, do we need to deploy the flex field?
We did just now, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the same we did. We log out and log in. So we disabled and we have to deploy, otherwise it doesn't sync the changes.
Okay.
We'll check from the notification page. Now it is open. Fetch. Ledger options. Yep. Now you can select account. Select existing code combination. Save and close. We created primary ledger and we set ledger options. Also, we have to complete primary ledger definition. The task name is review and submit accounting configuration. Click on submit. So we submitted. It will be completed. Now we are ready with the primary ledger. And we are ready with the user and the GL roles also aside. Now we'll go and create ledger set by grouping those two ledgers. Criteria is CO and calendar. Task name is ledger sets. Manage ledger sets. Hit create. Alt INC. Ledger set. Which calendar chart of accounts? Alt INC. Calendar is Alt INC. Click on add with the same calendar and the chart of accounts. How many ledgers we have in the system? You can see here. Just two. Add one more. Now, when we assign this ledger set to any user, the user will be able to access to these two ledgers. But which one you want to set as a default, that you can set here. Whenever user will log into the system, who got access to this ledger set, for that user, system should display which ledger you can select. Say US primary ledger. So save and close. Done. Now we have to assign the same ledger set. We have to assign to user roles. Same task. The moment you create data access set, automatically system will create reference data set. The moment you create ledger set, system will create the data access set automatically. Now go to task called as data access for users. Data access for users. Our username is Alt IMC ledger set. Role only one we assign. Security contest is data access set. The moment you create the ledger set, system creates the data access set automatically. The same you have to select. Alt IMC ledger set. Any ledger you create or a ledger set you create, system creates the data access set automatically. Now submit LDAP. Open the periods in AE primary ledger. So log into the instance as a Alt IMC ledger set user. Okay. Now we want to open the periods. Now this user will be able to access to two ledgers set. You see here. Click on period close. So user is able to access to Alt IMC ledger set. That means this user can have access to within that ledger set. You have two ledgers. So already this ledger is okay. This already we just open. Now we have to open the periods here. You can click. You can see the status. What you can do is since you have access to ledger set, select here. Select single, which is single. A is single. Now you can open the periods. When you run the reports also, you can select ledger or ledger set. When we deal with the reporting concept, FRS, Financial Reporting Studio, which is high period functionality, we can see that you will be able to run the reports at ledger set level. Since ledgers are grouped across the ledgers, you can generate the report. So this is how you can open the periods. Done. Now even you can go to journal creation page. We have set one ledger as a default. Okay, that only it is defaulting earlier also when you come to this page. Now you can go to general accounting journals. You see this user will have access to entire ledger set and one ledger will be defaulted. So ledger set access, US ledger will be defaulted. If you want to record the transaction with a UAE, select currency change and you will be able to record the transactions. So this is how you can create ledger set by grouping multiple ledgers. That can be useful when you are opening or closing periods and when you are running the reports. Running reports we'll see later. For now, this is how you can group and you can allow the users to access to multiple ledgers with a single assignment. There are a few users who need access to 4 primary ledgers or 4 ledgers. Create ledger set if criteria is met. What is the criteria? These both should be same across those 4. So that's all about ledger set concept.
Sir, here also we opened
Yeah.
with single ledger. So what is the benefit? I mean,
Sorry,
here also we opened with single ledger. So what is the benefit?
at a time user is able to see 2, right? If you go to
Okay,
other
so
user, can you see at a time 2? You have to assign 2 times, right?
yeah.
You have to assign 2 times. When you go to create journal also, say I'll navigate here. If you don't have ledger set, your requirement will be working for 2 ledgers. Now
Hmm.
I can switch from one ledger to one ledger here. Otherwise, from here you cannot switch. You have to close the page, right? You have to change.
Change it. Okay.
It's a big task, multiple additional clicks.
So if we have two ledgers access, so we will not get that option in ledger. We'll have to change it here. So I mean that is a
You have
benefit.
to change it there. See, if you go to
Okay.
journal creation page, it will
Mhm.
stick to one ledger only because you have to give the code combination, right? You have to
Okay.
select the
Okay.
currency. If it is selecting multiple here, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot change here. Only if ledger set here you can change.
Okay. And period wise, the benefit is that we are getting both ledgers here. So
Yes.
advantage.
So that the
Okay.
managing those period statuses and all will become easy. Otherwise, again, those also you have to keep switching. And when you're
Okay.
generating the reports also, you can select ledger set. Report can
Okay.
be generated across the ledger.
When we use ledger set, will it be clubbed or it will be generated separately, but we just have to run it once?
No, it will club. Because chart of account is same, period is same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chart of account same means same accounts. Period is same means same data, same just classification of data. It is not one is not weekly, another one is not monthly.
Hmm.
Calendar also same. So what it will do is with the same account across those two ledgers, how much balance are there, it will display.
Okay. Okay.
That's how it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine.
But we can open the same ledger period at same time, right, Lakshman?
Yeah, that also you can do.
Yeah, because our previous ledger is already open. That's why we are opening the second
Correct.
ledger.
Yeah,
Oh.
both also you can open. Not only that, see here, now not only opening from here, we have other option, opening, closing, tasks also we have. Okay, open first period. Okay, here you see, select, this is the data access set name. And here you can select ledger set also, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. You can select ledger set. If you select ledger set, because this user doesn't have access, that is the reason it's not coming,
Yes, correct.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
We go to that user, go to this task, open general ledger periods, and your data access ledger set name you select, and the ledger set name you can select. Data access system will create data access for every ledger set also. Select it. So here ledger set name would be here. And if you say March and if you say open, within this ledger set, how many ledgers are there? For all the ledgers, periods can be open at a time.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that user doesn't have access to security console. I mean, this FSM. So we are just right. That's it. So that's how it is. But now, the topic is reporting ledger. Right. So when we use the reporting ledger, say we have it, we are recording the transaction US primary ledger. So our head office is located in India. Now you want to report each and every transaction in India local currency. So whenever you record the journal, create the journal and post in the primary ledger, that should be reported in INR currency. Only currency is different. Rest of everything is same. What are the calendar, what are the chart of accounts, what are the accounting method you have in the primary ledger, everything is okay. Only you have to report the transactions in other currency. In that scenario, okay, we can go for reporting ledger. You can call it as reporting ledger or reporting currency. So what setups required, how it can be executed. Requirement is reporting. What reporting? The same data in the different currency. That's all. Same data in the different currency. There we go with the reporting ledger.
Lakshman, only currency can be done, or even
Only
a
currency,
calendar
only
also?
currency. If other than currency, if anything else need to be done, we'll go with some other option.
Okay.
We'll discuss
Okay.
after this. That will pop up.
Yeah.
Only currency, only currency. Other than currency, you cannot handle anything with this concept. Only currency. Okay, we'll create a reporting ledger in INR currency. We'll create one user who need access to that INR currency from India. Alt INC, say INR user. And assign roles. Assign roles to users. To that user, assign reporting ledger. Assign reporting ledger to user or user roles. Run LDAP and open periods in reporting ledger. And since your primary ledger is maintained in USD and reporting ledger in INR, set daily rates. Now create journal and post in US primary ledger. And the same will be reported to INR in reporting ledger. So review journal in India primary ledger. Or reporting ledger, you can say. Or primary ledger, reporting ledger. INR reporting ledger. So this is the concept of, so nothing new for us, only just creating the reporting ledger. Rest all very much known. Is all we tried in all the ways. So let's create reporting ledger. So pretty simple. So here, search for reporting. So reporting currencies is the task. So reporting currency. You want to create the reporting ledger against which primary ledger? Against our US primary ledger. So select US primary ledger in the selected scope. Okay, make sure you want to report from this ledger to reporting ledger. Alt INC US primary ledger to reporting ledger. So make sure that is in the selected scope. Now click on manage reporting currencies. And this is our primary ledger name, Alt INC US primary ledger. Now system is going to use same chart of accounts, same calendar, same accounting method. Only we are going to add the currency for reporting ledger. Here click on add. Give the name Alt INC INR reporting ledger. So when you do the reporting, we do the reporting journal level. So each and every journal, whatever we create in primary ledger, we do the reporting, the journal option. Each and every journal need to be reported. We want to report in which currency? INR currency. INR. Okay. So what currency conversion rate you want to use? Say corporate rate. Okay, done. So save and close. Now follow the process. No other activities you have to perform. You don't to set return earnings account, nothing. Because it will use everything from this primary ledger on the same chart of accounts, same calendar, same accounting method if required. Ideally, it's not required. Currency is different. So currency is different, and the currency conversion level is journal and active. Done. Just we have to create the reporting ledger. Now, next step is you follow the very basic
Lakshman,
activities which we have
we
to.
can create multiple reporting ledgers
Yeah,
also with
multiple. We
different
have
currency.
US. Within US primary ledger, whenever you record the transaction need to be reported in India and GBP, okay, SGD, whatever you want to report, you can create multiple reporting ledgers against one primary ledger.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
you just go here. Already for this, we have a reporting ledger as INR. Click on add and add one more reporting or AED or GBP. Possible. Multiple you can have.
Even if we have operations in, let's say, 4 countries, and let's say US is we have headquarters in US. So when we create reporting ledger, will we add that many primary ledger in that?
Primary ledgers, why you have to add? Which primary ledger data you want to report to which country? Accordingly, you create. That's all.
For example, we
I'll
have
tell
in
you
US.
one second, 1 second. We have two headquarters. One is India and other one is US.
Mhm,
You have business in other 10 countries.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other 10 countries should report to India and US.
Okay. Yeah.
In those 10 primary ledgers, you have to create two reporting ledgers. One is US, other one is India. That's all.
Okay. So within each primary ledger, we
Yeah,
will create that many reporting ledger.
exactly. In which primary ledger you want to report in how many currencies, you have to add it. Now we want to report in one currency, we add it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So we created a user, we assign the role. Now assign reporting ledger to this user role. Data access for users. Here we have to select reporting ledger. Here now reporting ledger. Submit LDAP for synchronization. And create rates between these two currencies. First, check rates availability. USD2. INR. No rates are available. Create from the spreadsheet.
Lakshman, in ledger set also we can add reporting ledger and a main ledger and do the ledger creation, right?
Ledger set. So ledger
Because
set.
COA and COA and calendar is same. In ledger set we can group it, right?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But when you say ledger set level, and you will have a different currencies if you think about it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in that case, you have to maintain the rates between those two or three ledger different currencies between two the targeted one.
Okay.
Is all you have to maintain. Just add today's date. 4. Conversion say 80. Inverse system can create. Submit. Okay, done. Rate is available. So what are the other setups are pending? Created this done. Reporting done. Open periods and reporting ledger, then create journal in the primer ledger, it will be posted. Now log into the instance as a reporting user. By default, the primary ledger also will have access to reporting ledger. That's how the solution is designed. But anyway, we'll allow whom we want to allow. Open periods and reporting ledger.
Lakshman, still I have a confusion here. Suppose I have a US is the my headquarters. I have either five other other ledgers. So
Okay.
I want to report all five ledgers to US reporting ledger. So in this case, I have to create 5 reporting ledgers.
Yes, yes, yes. For each primary ledger, you have to create USD as a reporting ledger. That's all.
Oh,
Correct.
okay then. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. It's done. Now create journal and post in your primary ledger.
Sir, here we have given access for only reporting ledger.
Yes, correct.
So, I mean, how will we able to create for in primary ledger?
Sorry.
Yeah, we give access for only reporting ledger. So how will we? I mean, will we still be able to create in primary ledger?
No, we have changed user now.
Uh,
Two users.
okay.
Alt INC INR only for reporting ledger access. Now I'm using Alt INC user,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah. Users are different. We are not doing everything from the same. $100. Pick random code combination. Save, complete, post. If period is not open within the reporting ledger, even in the primary ledger also, the journal cannot be posted. Okay, posted, it means it is posted in the reporting ledger also. That's what you have to understand. Now go to reporting ledger. The reporting ledger user is different. Journals, manage journals. Search. So journal is available. in the alt IMC INR reporting ledger, which is coming from the primary ledger. This is okay, 108,000 INR as per reporting ledger. Rate is this. Okay, so here, if you talk about reporting ledger, you have an option to create journals in this, but the purpose is not that. We never create journals within the reporting ledger. Always the reporting ledger to report means to receive the data only. We should not create any transaction. We create and do post. Whenever you post, the posting process will trigger transfer of this entry from primary to reporting ledger. So this is what we have to understand about reporting ledger. The rest of concepts in the sequence, whatever we have, we'll pick one by one. We'll see in the tomorrow session. So any questions, please?